We're back, 157. Jake Keating from the University of Virginia Cavaliers taking on the defending ACC champion, Ed Scott. Christian, these guys have some history last year, correct?
1-1 on the season last year. Keating got the victory in the dual meet, but Scott got him where it mattered and pinned him at the ACC championships. And lateral drop attempt for Keating, but Scott's an upper body guy. He can headlock you from Kansas, so you don't
Kansas, baby, that's a long way.
That's a long ways away. That's even further away than you are.
Yeah, Kansas is actually, yes, it's west of me. That's correct. That is correct. So he goes underhook, but he did a good job of dropping that low hand.
So, and Scott had that body lock. You almost want to just see him crunch it in, get that elbow real tight in the center of the back, and look for near fall there. But Keating did a good job keeping his hips in when he's fighting through that position.
Oh, my gosh. He turned into him. I thought he was going to pin himself, and then he almost pinned Scott and was going to probably end up being as a stalling call. So this is smart. Keating staying there and making him stay on the leg to get the stall call.
Just a lot of
and he should stay there again. He should literally stay there again and make him do it again. This is, like, Keating does not want to be in this. Like, this is where Scott wants to live. What?
So, stall. They were holding on to that stall call.
Oh,
so
okay.
Stop it to, I guess, reward Keating. So when they hold that stall call for people at home, they lock the riding time. So after that 5 count, the riding time stops until they reset the action. So riding time is only at 30 seconds 37 seconds for Scott.
Great point by you, Christian. A lot like a clasping hands call in that sense, right?
Yes, exactly. So escape for Keating, 2-1 lead now, just over a minute into this bout. And a strong underhook.
A lefty underhook from the NC State team. That's weird. It's unusual. And Keating looks like he wants to be up there.
He looks like he wants, like, if
that's what I'm saying. If he's trying to get this pinch headlock here.
Yeah, if I didn't know who was who here, I'd be like, yeah, that's definitely Ed Scott in the blue singlet.
So based on your statement, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. Is that right?
So Keating doing a good job of getting Scott to the edge, and Scott got to wrestle here because that could be another stall call and tie this up
also
early.
likes that headlock out of those double overs, though. Oh, he fires off like a high crotch. Lefty, changes double. They've been here all night, all these matches. Keating's got to curl his feet. Scott's got to step over that top leg. That's the battle. Keating wants to pass the shoulder.
Danger. And does a good job of just being patient.
This referee was at the Big 12s last year, really good at communicating with the athletes. Like verbal, telling them what's going on, does a great job.
And one thing I can see just year over year, looks like Scott's not a freshman anymore. He looks like he's growing up a little bit. You could see a little bit more tone and definition to him. So.
Yeah, he's getting jacked. Getting Ryan jacked. Getting Kevin jacked.
I could see Scott filling into being a 65-pounder before it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. What, he got blood here? What's going on? Blood on the nose, and this is interesting because it used to be where you couldn't coach, and they just gave up on that. Now both sides get to coach. So, So we saw this. We talked about this match, Christian, off the air last week. As soon as we were done, Heller with the huge pin against Hunter Boland gets himself NCAA Wrestler of the Week. AOC, the non-political AOC, 13-0 with 11 bonus points this year. Now we're back to the action. Austin O'Connor might be the guy to beat at 157, huh?
I call that weight, like, I say 141 and 157, I call those weights a snow globe, right?
What,
you
90,
shake it
and
up.
197 too, right?
I mean, you got defending NCAA champion still there, so.
Who's lost twice.
Right. But, you know, those two weights for me are the snow globe. You shake it up and you get something different every time.
I think O'Connor's the favorite. I really do. He just wasn't healthy last year. Good ride out for Scott. So 4-1 with about a minute and a half of riding time. Keating's going to defer.
And on that note of Austin O'Connor, right, he wrestled NCAAs with a torn ACL, lost first round, and came back to All-American.
On
right?
one leg.
You have to be essentially a Martian to do that, right? Like, you have to be.
That's the Spencer Lee model. No ACLs.
Good.
Excuses are for wusses, right?
Exactly.
That's it. And Scott, nice job on bottom, holding position. Not only does he get out, he keeps his riding time. Keating's doing a good job. There's the stall call. So that's a point. That's a point, right? That should be a point.
That should be a point. And
it should be 5-2.
And this is.
Who gets to the corner?
Let it fly.
They did put the point up.
The thing about Scott is he's dangerous because he can beat you up high, and he's still got pretty good leg attacks. So
he's got nice transitions to those leg attacks, right?
Right. So we still got a match here. 5-2, minute and 10 of riding time. Nicest shot for Keating, and that's just how you teach a reattack. That's just perfect.
He's bleeding. Ed Scott's bleeding. He tried to show him the bloody nose. Now he's just going to body lock him.
So
2 more from the top.
Called that 4. So 4 near fall, 11-2.
Wow, that was the quick 1,000, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Only 999, 999. They didn't go all the way to 1,000.
1 Mirikitani, 2 Mirikitani, 3 Mirikitani. Or Olenowski, 1 Olenowski. Those are probably the same amount of syllables. All right, count the back points here, okay? 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004. Okay.
5.
Yeah,
that's
good for him. Well done, sir. I feel like Adam Hall would coach you when you're getting out of bed in the morning, right? Let's go. Get that razor out. Let's get it. So that guy's fired up at all times.
Got a good crew down there in Raleigh, and they've had some changes in their staff over the years, but not so much change in the execution of success. So, nice mat return and make it 2 for Ed Scott. So we'll head out of bounds with 26 left on the clock here in period number 2. And another blood time. And this is, a little bit frustrating for both of the athletes. Hard to really gain momentum when there's all these breaks in the action. Wrestling is these short sprints of intense bursts, but when there's breaks between those bursts, it makes it a little bit harder to sprint your fastest.
That's a great point. It's sort of the aerobic and anaerobic combined.
And we all remember that day in July of 2016 when Anwar Godoya broke every American's heart and defeated Jordan Burroughs. And I think every American can point to that bout and say it was because of the breaks, right? It was because of all the breaks, all the blood time.
Yeah, that's a great, super specific example. Nice little hip heist.
And it breaks my heart every time I think about that match. So let's leave that in the rear view.
That's too bad because Burroughs never bounced back from that. He was never the same since.
left a piece of his heart out there in Rio.
All he did was end up being the GOAT. So. Here's Thursday night's women's basketball doubleheader. Olivia Miles leads the number 9 Irish against Pittsburgh at 6 Eastern. Then Diamond Jackson and number 15 NC State take on Jules Spear and Wake Forest. Should be another great night of women's hoops on ACCN and the ESPN app.
And a nice underhook throw by to a single leg for Scott. Keating looking to scoot that corner and look for a cradle, almost like that Ryan Chirella, Johnny Hendrick position.
I saw that video 4 times this week.
I actually watched that match this morning. I saw a clip of it on Twitter and started watching. And
I saw you comment. Yeah. How many real takedowns did he get? Yeah.
I counted 1.
Here's the problem. I'm doing the read. I look up. They're already in the funk. Like they didn't wait for me to finish the read. So I'm assuming Keating picked down and got away?
Keating got out quick.
Okay, all right.
So 11-4. Scott's going to look for another takedown and tack on a bonus point for the Wolfpack.
Well, he's got bonus with the riding time, right?
Oh, you're right. I'm not good at math.
No, it's okay. That's why they put the Asian on here. We're good. So, and now it's clinched, right? It just crossed over.
So, yeah, got that over-under position. And Keating's living there because, I mean, really that's the only shot he has to come back here is with something big.
Keating's got to go get one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he needs to get one to try to get the bonus, get it down from 8 to 6 because it's officially 8 here. Man, Scott, they get this lefty underhook and it just ties these guys up because 90% of them, their right hand is their lead hand, and so they can't get to the legs.
Well, he's still leaving, that lefty underhook still leaves his attack hand open. So.
Right, yes. That's how my dad taught me. If you're right, yes. Oh, he's in. He's got it elevated.
And this is a good position for Keating, and time runs out. So he probably need a little sense of urgency there to score quick and get rid of that bonus point. Tack on riding time makes it 12-4 for Scott over Keating, and that's going to put the Wolfpack out to 11-0 lead after 3 bouts. And we're going to head to 165 pounds.